Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Unhuntables with myself and Grosey Coin Hunts.
Hello.
So today we're hunting through 2p coins looking for ideally NIFCs, but we'll take a territory or something, an international coin that shouldn't be in a bag of 2p's. Down in the description you'll find an extensive list of all the stuff we're looking for, not just with the 2p's but the 5p's and 20p's that we alternate through going through. So it hasn't been an awful lot of news since we last recorded an Unhuntables video, but something that I think we'll avoid any spoilers as to the results. But you took part in our annual Easter bunny hunt, didn't you?
I did for the first time. I think I've taken part in the Easter bunny coin hunt.
Yeah, so something that I and a few others have been doing for quite a few years now. I won last year, so I was hoping to win for a second year in a row, because our good friend Bungle, who arranges it was Keith Elric, a subscriber and viewers suggestions to do an Easter bunny hunt. We've turned it into sort of an annual thing, but Bungle, after arranging it, the competition, won the first 3 years, so as long as that trophy doesn't end up in Bungle land, I was happy. But in terms of the participants, in case you missed it, there was myself, Bungle from Bungle Collects Coins, Callie at Caledonian Coins, Grosey Coin Hunts, and Dan, Master Temple's Treasures. So if you did miss that, do go over and have a check out on all of their videos to see who won the competition this year.
Definitely. I think it's always fun watching competitions when people take part.
Yeah, and I always find the Easter bunny hunt is quite weird in that you find a 2018 dated one and you're hoping for one of those rabbits and whatever, or you find a 2017, you're like, please don't be an Isaac Newton, please be a Benjamin Bunny.
Never been so happy to see Benjamin Bunny or Peter Rabbit.
Exactly, or the 2016 Beatrix Potter character. It's the only time you're not hoping it's a Jemima Puddle Duck and you're hoping it is the Beatrix Potter anniversary or the Peter Rabbit. So it is a good fun competition. And the other thing I like about it is that you score a bunch of points, but you've got no idea whether that is a competitive score.
Yeah. Because
until we upload all of our videos, we have no idea who is closest, or who is whether if you manage to get 50 points, that might not seem a lot, but if everyone else has got like 20 points, your 50 points might win it, or you might think you've got a runaway score, and in fact that someone else has done better than you. So
yeah, it's difficult to gauge what's good and what's not, to be fair. So.
Exactly. But no, my thanks again to Bungle for arranging this again this year, and we'll see who is in next year's Easter bunny hunt, and who might win that. Because we do play for trophies as well. We do play for trophies as well. I've actually got the trophy off the side. So there we go.
I wonder whose name is going to be engraved on that next.
Exactly. Well, the videos are out, so you can go and find out. We're just avoiding a bit of spoileriness and trying to persuade people to go and watch the videos. The one big coiny thing that's happened since we spoke last was Maundy Day. Maundy Thursday, isn't it?
I don't really follow the Maundy, to be honest.
Okay, so the Maundy money, each year the king now gives out coins. He gave out 152 sets, because he is 76 years old, so 76 men, 76 women received Maundy purses, which include some of our actual coinage, and then the 4 silver penny, 2p, 3p, and 4p as those Maundy silver coins. It's quite interesting. It was up in crumbs. Where was it? It was up. I think it was up in Scotland. Was it Durham? Durham Cathedral. I think they held it at.
I thought you just had a complete moment then. Up in Scotland, in Durham. I was like, hang on, Durham's in England.
Is it? Oh, now I'm getting myself in a mixture.
But then I thought that there was a castle in Scotland called Durham Castle or something.
Oh no, it is in England. I'm getting myself in a mic mix up. Well, ignore me then, that's showing my lack of knowledge. Because I was talking about a coin dealer that apparently was up in Scotland, and they were in Durham, so I got myself in a right pickle there. So anyway, I think it was held in Durham. I'm not 100% sure on that. It might be somewhere actually in Scotland, but no, it's an interesting sort of ceremony with the Maundy coins going out, and sometimes these Maundy coins can get quite expensive. in future years. So again, it's quite early on into the king's reign, so potentially some really collectible sets. But it's a tradition that dates back hundreds of years. In the original ceremony, the king or queen would wash the feet of people. I don't think King Charles is washing anyone's feet. Would you like a monarch to wash your feet, Grosey?
I would, because it makes history, doesn't it? So I would.
Yeah, I don't want anyone, king or otherwise, to wash my feet. That would be a little bit weird. But then again,
that'd be so cool. That'd be such a story to have for the pub.
Okay, well, the kind of crowds you mix in, that would impress. I'm not quite sure that makes sense to me, but okay. We can add that to your bucket list. Have feet washed by monarch. Okay. The other thing coming up quite soon is the Strike on the Day event. It's happening in May, which is rolling around really quickly now, isn't it? It's only a few weeks away now.
Literally like 2 or 3 weeks, yeah.
Yep, so on the 8th of May, it's the VE Day 80th anniversary, and there is going to be a Strike on the Day event. I don't think that the Royal Mint has yet ironclad confirmed what the coin is going to be, but it does make sense, being the 80th anniversary of VE Day, having a VE Day 50 pence being released, that I think it's a safe bet that that's going to be the coin. Would you disagree?
The thing is, though, it would be such a Royal Mint thing to do. You know, strike on the day, VE Day. Oh, you can strike your own B's £1 coin to commemorate VE Day.
We will wait and see. I would be fairly confident in guessing that it'll be the VE Day coin.
Do we have in proclamation that there is a VE Day coin?
Yes, that's how we know there was one coming out. That was in Royal Proclamation. And I think that they announced it on their website, so you can register your interest in the VE Day coin.
Because they could have just done the stories of the Second World War 50p. But
yes, that was
a VE Day one.
That was my initial concern, because so the Strike Your Own up until the 7th of May is going to be the Red Arrows 50p. On the 8th will be the Strike on the Day, and then from the 9th for about 2 weeks it's going to be the Stories of the Second World War 50p. So I had concerns that it was going to be the Stories of the Second World War. It makes more sense for that than the B's Definitive being the Strike on the Day coin, but I think I'm really hoping it's the VE Day coin, and I really hope that it doesn't become a standard Strike Your Own, because last year D-Day on the Strike on the Day D-Day was the only day you could go and strike the D-Day 50p. I think that adds a bit more excitement to going down and getting that coin on the set date, rather than just turning up on a later date to go and get effectively the same coin in slightly different packaging.
Yeah, it's always fun when they do the individual on the day one.
Yeah, so I've got tours booked. I am going at 2 p.m. on the 7th to get the Red Arrows again, even though I have already been, but there we go. I've got 2 tours booked now on the VE Day, because you are allowed to book 2 tours, and you can get 5 Strike Your Owns per person per tour, so I'm coming away with 10 Strike Your Owns from that day.
So they're going to be common as anything, those Strike Your Owns.
Well, within the limits of the amount of tours that can be done in that day, and because it is midweek, it's a Thursday, not everyone can as easily get that day off and get down to the Royal Mint, so
that's true.
There was still quite a bit of availability on the tours as well, so we will have to wait and see. And then on the 8th I'm going at 1 p.m. and I think it's 20 past 3 or something, but you do have to have at least an hour's gap between your tours, otherwise they won't let you do you won't have enough time to get onto the next tour. Then
overlapping.
Yep, and then on the 9th, which is the Friday, I'm there for 12 p.m. to get the Stories of the Second World War 50p Strike Your Own before returning home. But it might be a very swift return back to the Royal Mint, because I don't have the date written down, but it was only about 2 weeks of the Stories of the Second World War 50p will be the Strike Your Own, so it does make me wonder what could be next. I do have fears that they're going to bring the VE Day coin back as a standard Strike Your Own, which I don't think would be the right decision to make, because it sort of waters down the excitement of that Strike on the Day coin, but I can't think what else they might change it to.
have to see.
There we go. But no, it'll be an exciting day, an exciting 3 days, and a great chance to meet some subscribers. And I know that a lot of other people who make coin-related videos are coming along. So yeah, we shall see on that. The other thing I wanted to bring up was this Monopoly 50p, right?
Yeah.
There is been, I have seen and spoken to a lot of people, there is like a 50-50 divide on what people think about this. And it made me look more into it. So Monopoly the game is an American game. Again, something I didn't realise until I looked into it. It is the original, was it Landlords, I think it was called, game, which then inspired the game Monopoly. Both of those are American things. But the 50p coming out this year is to celebrate the 90th anniversary of the British version of Monopoly, because it's obviously a game that's been syndicated across the world, not just in the world, but you have like a Star Wars Monopoly, Lord of the Rings Monopoly, any sort of thing that has sort of a following seems to have its own version of Monopoly. So I think this year celebrates 1930, was it 1935 I think it was? Yeah, that makes sense, because it's the 90th anniversary of the British edition. But it does then leave me in the quandary, because I quite like the whole approach the Royal Mint have had in the past of we mint British things on British coins, and they sort of blurred the lines with some of those dinosaur 50p's. They definitely ignored it for the Star Wars 50p's. This Monopoly one, I can't quite decide where it falls in my mind, because although it is an American game, it's celebrating the British edition of it.
On that note, I'm torn, and again I think that if you're just looking at it from that point of view, then it's got to be, in my view, British things on British coins.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I like Monopoly, and I think that it has a lot of potential to be a good design. So I'm going to save judgment. You know, that if the design is enough to salvage it, then so be it. But generally speaking, for example, you're not going to like it, but Star Wars does nothing for me, so Star Wars, as far as I'm concerned, is not a British thing on a British coin, so yeah, I could quite easily see those go.
Yeah, I mean, again, Star Wars, there are elements of Star Wars that blur the lines, because there are some great British actors that were involved in it. Lots of the filming was done in Britain at Pinewood Studios. There is a great British influence on Star Wars and work on Star Wars, but I would agree it's an American franchise, and it started to make me feel a bit uncomfortable.
If you're commemorating British involvement, I think that's fine, actually. You know, because you could have a...
Yeah, but does that open the door to, like, I don't know, 8,000 different Marvel 50p's because there is a British actor in at least one of the Marvel films?
That's true.
If you keep moving the line, where does it end?
It would be good if they collaborated with, say, the American Mint or whatever, and did a set that, like, say for Monopoly, and the Americans did one coin in the set, and the UK did another coin in the set, and then you have a 2-coin set that's like an inter-currency thing.
Yeah, why not go all around the world? Because there are so many different editions. We could have maybe even do 2 different coins. Whatever the dark blue. What is it? Park Lane and Mayfair on the British set.
Maybe.
You said you like a Monopoly. You should know that, right?
What about, so instead of, do you know we've been going on about the counties on pound coins? What about the Monopoly streets on pound coins? Or the Monopoly properties as like a 2p set?
Do you think
that'd be cool? Do
you think Monopoly's got enough of a draw to?
No. But I think
whereas the county set, like, it would be great to try and find your county coin out in circulation. And again, will these coins get put in circulation?
Yeah, I still think the counties would be so cool.
Oh yeah, 100%. If they have to go into circulation, it doesn't work if they don't go into circulation. Otherwise, it's just another massive set that will peter out of excitement. But I think it would definitely be quite exciting, especially if you could end up with some lower minted coins getting into circulation for certain releases. If you had a minimum of 250,000 of each coin, did 5 coins a year, that's not a huge mintage, is it?
So which counties would you do them on? Would it be the historical counties?
No, I think you do the live, whatever the counties are at the moment, and then maybe after you've done that set of all the current counties, then you could look at adding some historical ones. A bit like in the US, they had their state quarters, but then they moved on to parks and reserves and so on and so forth. So you can revisit these things with additional coins. But I think we've gone on long enough for my half of the video. We will continue this conversation over on Grosey's channel, so do go check out his channel and see the second half of this video. For the time being, let's go look at see. Can't end this. Let's have a look at what coins I found. Okay then, in terms of finds, 4 2017 shields, 50 from the year 2000, which I'm keeping towards my world record, 1 Irish 2p, 1982, 2 from the territories. We've got the Albert Tower, this is the Isle of Man, 2008, a little bit grubby, which is a shame, but a nice find nonetheless. And then Jersey, 1998, and then I kept this one as well because I don't know if I can demonstrate the color on it. It's beautiful. It's sort of toning sort of oranges and blues, and it's not really demonstrating on the camera. It looks much nicer in person. There's a whole mishmash of reddy oranges, blues, all coming through, which I think looks amazing. So I'm keeping that for my oddities box. Not that it's valuable, but there we go. That's all our finds for today. Still no NIFCs. We will still keep hunting for one of those. That is the ultimate goal of this series, to find a coin that shouldn't be in circulation. Anyway, do check the link in the description over to Grosey's half the video, see if you found any coins better than I did. And as usual, links are in the description to my coin collecting Discord server if you'd like to come and join me and other coin collectors over on that, as well as links to my other social media channels, the PO box address if you'd like to write into me, and of course a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, the company I work for as my day job, so please check them out as well. All it leaves me to do now is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.